But you're not, I'll have a glass of milk, please.
No, not anymore. Not after the accident. Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast. I am Spencer Cartier.
And I am Lassie.
And this here is Frank. And if you're wondering, hey guys, why are you all wearing green? You know what day it is. It's St. Patty's Day. St. Patty's Day. That's with a double D, not a double T.
Right.
Don't make that slip up, folks.
Or you could just say St. Patrick's Day.
So if you want to go full out, you can go full out. But it's my favorite holiday. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
My favorite
Maybe.
holiday. As you can see, I'm pretty decked out in garb. This right here, an authentic wool hand knitted sweater.
Cable knit.
Yes, it's from Ireland.
Right.
This shirt, you might think like, oh, it's just a Guinness shirt with a clover on it. It's also from Ireland.
Yeah.
And that is because we have quite a bit of family in Ireland.
Yeah, very Irish.
From you.
Very
so
Irish.
you can speak further to that.
We're very Irish people. We're Irish Americans. And my mom and dad are completely Irish. My mom from Ireland was born in Ireland and moved here. My dad was born in America, but all the lineage, and I had my DNA done, and I'm just Irish.
I get a little bit more flavor with me. You know, I got my Trinidadian side.
Right.
My last name being Spencer Cartier, a French Caribbean.
Yeah.
But your maiden last name is McDonald. That's with an L, not a D. It's not the
That's
chain
right.
food
McDonald's,
restaurant.
and my dad were the McDonald's from Ireland, and even though McDonald's sort of a Scottish name, and my mom were the Kellys from Ireland. She's from the West, and I can forget where he's from, but
yeah, Frank also, he says that St. Patty's Day is his favorite holiday, but I don't know if I believe him. I think he uses it as an excuse to drink.
Listen, Frank has the troubles.
He told me he gave it up for Lent. You know, he's going on the straight and narrow all Lent long, and he brought me aside. He's like, Spencer, just let me have St. Patty's Day off. That's all I'm asking.
So you wore a Guinness shirt to tease him.
Oh, he's going out this weekend. There's no stopping this guy.
I think he should have went out last weekend, isn't it?
He did.
Before? Oh.
Yeah. He's doing both.
Okay.
And we also live in Philadelphia,
Mm-hmm.
and they host not this year, or not last year, because last year the pandemic had started, and that was like the first real thing got canceled.
That's right.
And so before we were ready, at a point, we were like, all right, we're canceling every holiday. It was no big deal. But that was the first thing, like, the St. Patty's Day parade's canceled.
I know.
What am I supposed to do?
I know. It's really big in Philadelphia, Boston.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia is like probably the second. It's probably Boston and Philadelphia that are
for big. But I do believe that the first St. Patrick's Day parade was held in St. Augustine, Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's just because everything. Like that's
it's
like
the
the
oldest
oldest city.
Yeah.
But you know what was a big St. Patty's Day parade in Pennsylvania randomly? Scranton.
Scranton? Really?
Yeah. They like for no reason. They just have a big.
Well, I guess they have a lot of Irish people. There's an episode.
Is Joe Biden Irish?
Yes.
He's from Scranton.
Oh yeah, you're right. And there's an episode of The Office, which is supposed to be in Scranton, where what was her name? The English lady who came to take over things with the red hair.
Wasn't it just like a letter K or something?
I don't know. She was like, "Is there a lot of Irish people in Scranton?" And they were like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
But it's funny when I grew up. So my mom's from Ireland, and we lived here in America, and we would celebrate St. Patrick's Day in school. I went to a very Irish school, and the parade, we were Irish dancers, and everything, and we celebrated it more than Ireland.
Yeah, no, I saw a whole video on that where
in America,
Ireland doesn't really celebrate it.
They have much. Now.
Yeah,
everything's so changed with technology, the internet. And everybody just becoming one style, one holiday type people. But when I grew up, it was a religious holiday in Ireland, and it was a party holiday in America.
Yeah, you don't really get that culture shock anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I'm going to go to Ireland and see them shearing sheep. You still see them shearing sheep. But more than not, they're going to be living normal lives.
Average, yeah.
We're all connected now. So
I know.
We've all sort of adapted each other's cultures to live the way we want. But
my family went to Ireland to visit, and they went around pubs, which is just like a food and music place,
Everyone in the world knows what a pub is.
drink. Yeah. I think some people might have the wrong idea about a pub.
They just think it's a bar.
Yeah, because like grandparents go to pubs. It's weird. It's like it is a drinking spot, but the way that you would go to our local drinking spot and you wouldn't see grandparents there, they are at the pubs, and they close early.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird. But anyway, they went, and the musicians, my family was hoping to see them playing traditional
shanties,
instruments and songs, and they were interested in playing American songs. So they're playing American songs to the American tourists, and it was like, but I mean, whatever. I don't know. It's becoming just one big culture of
one big
earthling.
Yeah, it's like the melting pot used to be New York.
Yeah,
and that's why it's sort of like the word that just expanded with technology.
Right.
And now we became a melting pot world. But St. Patty's Day is an Irish holiday, or is an Irish holiday. There you go, Spencer. Is a religious holiday.
St. Patrick, yeah. And St. Patrick, for people, he's not from Ireland.
He's not. He is from England?
I think he's from Italy.
Italy?
Or Spain. I don't even know. But I know that he did service in Ireland. So
yeah, but the overall idea is he who brought Catholicism to Ireland.
And he'll be pictured with a shamrock.
And he killed the snakes.
He supposedly drove all the snakes out of Ireland.
Was there ever any snakes in Ireland?
That story, I don't know. That's going on.
But he also was not the only patron saint of Ireland. There was 4 or 5. I didn't think there was also a girl, but
I don't know. Oh, so, well, go ahead.
I don't know. I made that up.
Go ahead.
But there was Saint Patrick, Saint Albay, Saint Declan, and Saint Kieran.
Right.
And so I have 2 brothers, and we skipped Patrick. And for our confirmation names, I chose Albay. My one brother chose Declan, and my one brother chose Kieran to show appreciation to the less talked about saints of Ireland.
And I believe they were older too. I think Patrick was the younger one of that group.
He was the cool cat.
And he got the popularity.
He was the handsome one that everyone wanted to talk about.
Albay might be the oldest. Yeah, that's right. You do have those names. This is a new edition. This is a mermaid, and I got it as a gift from my sister. Thank you, because I'm a Pisces and it's Pisces season. And
Pisces season.
Ireland definitely believes in mermaids because it's an island in the sea, in the Irish Sea.
Do they call them mermaids as like, oh, mermaids, or is it sirens to them where it's not so good?
They call them selkies.
Selkies. Okay. Now, I mean, are they bad? Like how a siren is, where they
like trying to draw the sailors to the rocks. I'm not really sure, but I know there's a movie. It's called Rowan Inish or something. That's the story of. It's about like these seal people, and a selkie is like.
Oh, I read that book.
Yeah, and like you can't, and they take off their seal suit and they walk on land, but if you steal it, then they can't go back to the ocean.
Yeah, it was a weird book.
I think the man stole her suit because he loved her so much. Yeah. And she always wanted to go back to the sea and stuff like that. But yeah, it's an island, huge fishermen. The cable knit sweaters, actually, the designs used to be identifiable to their family. Ah. Yeah. So you would put that on, you'll sink like a rock. But when they get you, they're going to know who you are because they could read the sweater.
Would you look at that?
Yeah. So you don't think of it as an island because it's so cold when you think of the islands of the world, but it is.
Well, it's the Emerald Isle, isn't that the name? Yeah.
So do you know any in Ireland? I'm going to say they speak Gaelic, but if you're actually in Ireland, they kind of frown on that and they want you to say Irish. Do you know any Irish?
I do. Well, I know Erin go Bragh, which is
Ireland forever.
Ireland forever. I know Sláinte.
Oh yeah.
Which is cheers.
Yeah.
And I know Pug Mahone.
Okay.
And that is kiss my ass. I actually have a bumper plate that says that.
Yeah, you do.
But is that
I can bless myself, and well, I don't know how well I'll do it, so I'll like do it softer because when you learn something without really learning it, you're just kind of like mimicking what they're saying.
It's like saying before I cut you off.
Go ahead.
Earlier, it reminded me because our sister is still in town. My sister is still in town. Avalon, you remember her? and I was singing a song, and I obviously didn't know the word of something, and so like I just like made a sound. She's like, "What was that word?" Like after that, and I'm like, I blurted out a sound.
Right? How dare you?
But sorry. So
no. Namana Nahar and Vikak and Spirit Neve Amen.
That's good.
And Neve, the end of that is your cousin.
Yes.
My cousin.
Your cousin.
Our cousin. My cousin. Who knows? Your age, but my cousin, I think. Yeah. Our family member. And it's an Irish name, and it's not spelled the way you'd think.
No. Niahm? MAMH?
I think
I have the letters right. Just the order.
I think so.
That's the thing about Irish,
So hard.
the language.
So hard.
It's just imagine like banging a keyboard and then saying, "Is that disrespectful?"
They're gonna love when you say that. Yeah.
No, I don't. It's not a bad way. It's endearing.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
It's not phonetic.
To learn it, you'd have to completely forget what you know about the alphabet.
Right.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so it is Wednesday. March 17th. Oh, it's also Megan's birthday. Megan, Avalon's godmother, our wonderful friend. Happy birthday, Megan. She told me that when she was little, you would bring cupcakes into school on your birthday, and she would bring in Irish potatoes instead.
I had a lot of Irish potatoes stolen from me in school.
People liked them so much?
I wish that was no. They were stolen, like stolen. So I went to a school, in a rough and tumble neighborhood.
Really?
No, I didn't. That's what got me so mad. So there was a home ec class, or cooking class. I don't know. I was like a senior, and so I just had all electives. And it was like March, and we got to choose what we made. And the people in my group were like, they wanted to make like pizza bagels or something. And I was like, no, we're making Irish potatoes. And so we did.
Tell them what. Not everybody knows what Irish potatoes are.
Irish potatoes are these little dessert balls, like candy, but it's like a cream cheese icing with coconut that is powdered in cinnamon.
Like it's supposed to look like a little potato,
yeah,
like a little dirty
so they're
potato.
There's these little brown balls,
but it's sweet,
and they're
sweet,
delicious. And so I made two big old bags of them, and it must have been 7th period. We had 8 periods, and so I was going to a gym. So I hung out at the art classrooms, and I just put them there. And I was like, "Hey, I'm leaving these there. If anyone can feel free to have one, but I'm coming back for them." I came back, and someone had snatched them. I still had one bag, but someone snatched the other bag.
But that's a compliment, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I guess so. I mean, I hope someone appreciated them.
Yeah.
I just don't want like someone to
throw them around.
Yeah, throw them at each other or something. But I recommend Irish potatoes.
Irish potatoes. They sell them in the store now, though.
Yeah,
only seasonal.
You can buy them in the store, but
O'Malley's maybe.
Yeah, but take the time. Make a day out of it. Well, you kind of ran out of time.
It's great for kids with kids because it's not an oven or anything.
Easy. Yeah, it's a non-bake dessert.
Yeah.
Not dessert. What's the word I'm looking for? Where it's like a
confection?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But happy birthday, Megan.
Happy birthday, Megan.
And anybody else we have to tell about St. Patrick's Day? We called out all of our Irish relatives and Ireland itself.
All the leprechauns
all the great
out there.
Saints and leprechauns and selkies. And that's it. Kiss me, I'm Irish. They don't say that anymore. I think it's inappropriate. I'm serious. Like you can't. When I grew up, it was every pin, every hat, every shirt. Now I've seen "Pinch Me, I'm Irish" or "Irish for the Day," but you don't see "Kiss Me, I'm Irish" anymore.
Got canceled.
It got canceled. It was kissing Irish. Okay, so in Ireland, it's still very What's the word for like a lot of pastures? I know there's a word. Not pasteurized. No. Oh, pastoral. Which is funny.
Like casserole?
No, like.
With a P?
I think that's also a religious term, pastoral, like the pastor.
Oh.
Pastoral, but I think it also means that you live in a place that's full of pastors.
Yes.
Ireland, I've never been. Can you believe that?
I want to go, especially with, the relatives my age. I'm like, not many people get to travel the world anywhere, not as a full tourist, because I think this sweater is making my nose itch.
Are you serious? You want to take it off?
I'm gonna muscle through it. So like you want to travel anywhere and you have to book Airbnbs and plan an itinerary, and you see from a tourist eyes view. And so it's always in the back of my head, like while I'm in my early 20s, let me go to Ireland and be introduced to a early 20s culture there.
Oh, right.
Before I turn, 40, and then it's like I can still see family over there, but it's like more let's sit down and have
definitely. Tea. I would like to go. I never went. I'm not the only family member, actually.
You might be.
I think Patrick, me and my brother haven't gone, but everyone else went. My dad lived in and died and never went. But anyway.
How far back was his lineage?
His grandparents. Yeah. Both of his parents were born in Philadelphia in America.
But then all the parents.
Yeah. He was born to, his parents were born to Irish immigrants.
There's all four grandparents.
Right. And, so, but he never went. So what I was going to say was I definitely would like to go, but I also
Croak and Crow field trip. I don't know.
I want to go
vlog,
but I also want to go
Ireland vlog.
Ireland's not that big. I don't want to go to just my family town. I want to
no. That's the cool thing about it. You can start there or end there, and then shoot around.
Right. But it's still very pastoral. There's lots of sheep. You mentioned sheep, which we love, and we'll talk about tomorrow.
Yes, walk through Thursday,
and where your jacket came from, and cows. Kerrygold is a brand of dairy products that I used to get in Trinidad. Now I get here. Irish, big on dairy products because of the cows, and I guess all the pastures, the beautiful clover,
yes,
that they eat. So the one word Wednesday is going to be milk. Milk.
We can just keep talking about St. Patty's Day.
Listen, Irish milk. Nothing is better. Tell me, guys. Nothing's better than Irish milk.
Yeah,
I've never had it, but I have had the butter. Okay. But anyway, so I knew you wouldn't know not one thing of milk. Here's milk from the Bible. I've crossed out some things
I'm glad we talked a lot about St. Patty's Day before we started talking about milk.
It's a challenge. And
all right, well, let's start with this first one. I'm looking at the page immediately.
Okay.
Hebrews 5:13. Anyone who lives on milk, being still an infant, is not acquainted with the teaching about righteousness.
Okay.
I'm taking this off. This is making my nose itchy.
Oh my goodness. What kind of Irishman is he? Seriously. I have on my Irish shawl.
I don't think it was allergies. It was like I was just getting
everyone knows wool is itchy.
I was getting some wool. Yeah, it was just like tickle. I was getting a tickle.
Listen, obviously we love symbolism in the Bible, and we love to remind people that there is symbolism in the Bible.
Yeah, it's symbolic.
And to look for the symbolism and let it speak to you. So when you say that, I immediately think of the symbolism of it being, if you are not, okay, what exactly did it say?
Anyone who lives on milk, being still an infant, is not acquainted with the teaching about righteousness.
I just took it to mean like an immature view or so I don't really think it means if you live on milk, but it's like it's describing a baby. Yeah,
well, because if you think about it, when you live on milk, it means you're not eating for yourself.
Right.
You are relying on someone else. And so if you just switch it to like thinking, if you're not thinking for yourself,
right,
you're using someone else's milk for thoughts. It sounds kind of gross, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. And like as for gross, okay, so I'm a big milk drinker. And I think in the worldwide minority of I think a majority of people don't drink. A majority of adults don't drink milk.
No, especially nowadays.
Okay,
it's all almond milk.
Cashew milk, and which is really, let's call it water.
I like almond milk because you can flavor it with vanilla.
Not milk. It's
not.
Almond. I wouldn't say juice because it's not like a fruit. So it's
flavored water.
If you mash up almonds and you add water, you don't have milk. You have almond water. But it's not as appealing.
Well, I mean, I also don't think that they should call it boneless wings. They should call it glorified chicken nuggets because if it doesn't have a bone in it, it was never a wing.
Okay, right. So I drink milk. I love milk. Shoot, you know what I wanted to look up before we started this podcast? I was driving through Lancaster in Pennsylvania, and there's all these signs, and they say, oh my gosh, now I can't remember, but it's like a campaign against 2% milk or something. It's telling you drink whole milk. That whole milk is like, or 2% milk is still 98% fat or whatever. Like, it was saying something like this, like, you're confused about why you think you're drinking 2% milk. And it's like this campaign to push whole milk. You'll have to check that out.
I do it for the taste, like the consistency and the taste. Like, I think 1% is too thin. I think whole milk is too thick. I care less about fat content.
Right. So anyway, I drink milk. But the reason I brought it up is because we said, or you said gross or something like that. And people do say like, ew, gross.
Well, I was saying gross because I was like.
But you know, some people say that about people drinking milk. And that if you're not a baby cow, you shouldn't be a calf. If you shouldn't be drinking milk.
So you're just attacking all the vegans are now. That's a large percentage of our audience.
Well, I'm a vegetarian. I do eat dairy products. I thank God for that amazing miracle that this animal doesn't give its life. It just, and don't come at me about how they treat dairy cows. I'm talking about if I had one in my backyard, my paddock. Right. A regular cow who's treated kindly. That's a miracle that it keeps.
It's like picking an apple off a tree.
It is. It keeps providing this nourishing, and like milk, it's not just a drink. It's like a nourishing. It's sort of more than a drink.
Well, yeah, because it's meant for a baby to grow.
No,
and you're stealing it, and
I'm stealing it.
And that poor cow has to be forced to be pregnant over and over again.
The cow's not pregnant.
To continue to lactate.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
They're made that way. Dairy cow.
They're made that way.
They're made that way. I drink milk. I'm a proud milk drinker.
Okay. I drink milk and I'm proud.
I'm a proud milk drinker.
You can't bully me into drinking
no, you can't. Milk. You can't. I'm allergic to almond milk, by the way.
So that's where it stems from. You're forced to drink milk.
No, I love milk.
Then you have to defend. It's like when you have to defend the brother that you don't really like. Not that that's something I have to deal with.
Oh my God. Just read. I love milk as I drink Red Bull.
I don't know. Okay, well, the land of milk and honey. I'm getting worried I can't find anything.
Scooch through there. Almost every page is talking about milk and honey. And I'm like, what's with this?
Well, because the land of milk and honey. So back when my boy Moses was leaving Egypt and bringing all the Israelites with him, that was the promised land, you hear, was always described as the land of milk and honey. The land overflowing with milk and honey. I
love both.
So
add some cereal and
it must be good.
It's a party.
It wasn't the land of Brussels sprouts and vinegar. It's the land of milk and honey. So what does that say about milk? It's got to be something good. It's the promised land. That's right. What you were promised.
Right.
Milk.
No.
You're promised milk.
No, but I do think they use it a lot for visual imagery, symbolism.
Land even flowing with milk and honey.
Even just to describe something like looking smooth and pure and sweet. I mean, there's a lot of things that are good for you, but like they don't really taste that good. But milk can be turned into ice cream. We have a few dairies around here, actually. I know there's one in Bucks County. There's more than one in Bucks County. Lancaster County. We do have a lot of dairy farms around here.
Yeah, so land of milk and honey. Now, this is one of those commandments that I don't even know if we have an answer for, or if it's really just irrelevant to the grand scheme of the Bible, but where it says you should do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. Right. I've heard that. And I've heard it because people bring it up as like, yeah. What does that mean? I don't think it has anything to do with a goat or with milk. The Food Network cooking channel. I don't think it has anything to do like, people, what people say also, if you have chicken and eggs at the same time, like that's gross or whatever. Yeah. So should you cook, what was it? A lamb, you said? A young goat. In its mother's milk. That has to be symbolism. Well, see, my question is this. Because yes, it could be symbolism, but in those early things, a lot of what I was seeing, I'm like, is any of this remember we talked about it on the podcast about basketball, and we were like, were any of these rules after they saw something go wrong?
Oh, right,
Because
right,
earlier
right.
in that same passage is do not eat anything you find already dead, and even up to the don't eat swine or pigs. We know now
It's unsafe to do so.
that
Yeah.
it's you got to be pretty finicky about how you cook these things because it could be unhealthy. So were these things like
I don't know.
people were and like does that a young goat and its mother like does that mean exactly what you're thinking? I'm thinking of a cauldron with
right,
but does it mean just a goat small enough that it's still nursing?
right.
And then is that like
No, I see what you're saying. Like mad cow disease, didn't that come from cows eating cows? Like were the very Old Testament teachings literally
at least some of them like because
food safety
like,
tips?
I do think with a lot of the foods, like I said, with pigs and the dead animals and stuff, a lot of it was some of the a lot of this is spirituality, but some of this is, hey, don't be to live a long and healthy life.
Right.
Stop eating dead animals.
Yeah. I'm not against it at all. I mean, kosher rules still apply to this day.
Yeah.
Very, very careful about food safety.
Just a whole lot of milk and honey. I mean,
A lot of milk and honey.
It's definitely.
But milk is pretty amazing. I saw a girl on Instagram and she had this capsaicin, is that how you say it? The hot pepper is the word, like the
Preston would know.
capsicum maybe. She had used a cream for her. She has like nerve pain and she used a cream on her feet and it was too hot. It was really, so she was soaking her feet in a milk bath. So not only drinking milk is healthy. I've seen a few times where milk baths soothe and calm your skin.
Yeah. No, it's definitely just I'm seeing a lot of things about like nourishments and stuff.
Nourishment.
And also just like, it seems like something that has substance, like more than water.
Right.
Like you will drink the milk of nations and be nursed at royal breast, then you will know that I, the Lord. But it's because it kind of represents life in a way.
Right.
Doesn't it?
And it would be hard to miss that analogy. Like if you're not a fisherman and they're using fisherman analogy, you might be like, I don't get it. But I mean, civilization is made from babies. So chances are you're going to come across the fact that a small baby was nourished from milk.
I got something. So we're looking
got?
at Pauly Boy. So we always
Paul breaks it down for us.
Yeah, he breaks it down sometimes. So in 1 Corinthians 3:2, he says, I gave you milk, not solid food, for you were not yet ready for it. Indeed, you're still not ready. And then in Hebrews 5:12, which is also by Paul, in fact, though by this time you ought to be teachers, you need someone to teach you the elementary truths of God's word all over again. You need milk, not solid food.
You need milk. Isn't that a...
You need some milk.
Oh! Somebody! Oh! He needs some milk!
Is that what Paul said?
Paul's the first person to coin that.
He needs credit.
So in that, it's sort of like, and I think what was the first thing we said, what was the first quote? I have it in front of me, where anyone who lives on milk. And so...
is too young to see the righteousness.
Yeah,
or something
and
like
so
that.
what Paul seems to be saying here is like, that's like the first thing. Like, that's like the initial. You need to...
And that's what we talk about. We've talked. We didn't say it in terms of milk, liquid milk, and then solid food. As step ups for nourishment. We talked just about steps. We said, I said, here's a penny for the penny jar.
I'm sure you said it 30 more times today.
Nope.
It's fine.
Nope.
Just continue.
Irish magic will make it disappear. Steps of spirituality rather. You could just go on the ground floor, or you can. There's nothing wrong with becoming more and more intricate in your beliefs and your ability to recite things like that. But so the ground floor would be the milk.
The milk. It's basic sustenance. Your body can handle it.
You can take a syringe of milk and give it to a baby.
Yeah. And what he's saying kitten there is, you're not ready for food yet.
Right. But should you stay on the bottle forever?
No. Well,
not that kind of bottle, Frank.
Frank is on the bottle forever. No, and that's what Hebrews 5:12 says is, in fact, though by this time you ought to be teachers, you need someone to teach you the elementary truths of God all over again. you need milk, not solid food.
Right.
So I think what that's saying is they jumped to the higher step, like you said. And so what he's saying is, because they obviously are eating solid food. This is all analogies here.
Yeah.
And he's like, you need to go back to milk. And then grow from there so that you can then teach others.
Right.
But.
Listen.
Got milk?
Listen. Do you like milk?
I used to love it. Now I eat it in cereal. I'll have it in a latte. I like milk products. I like milkshakes.
But you're not, I'll have a glass of milk, please.
No, not anymore. Not after the accident.
No, but it's very odd to order milk in a restaurant. People don't. I do it, but
I'll have a glass of milk. Who was the
even chocolate milk is acceptable, but you can't order regular milk.
Did you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I did, but I can't remember it.
Do you know what was that? The Weird Family.
Oh gosh, Christina's gonna kill us for not knowing it.
Oh my God, I keep wanting to say the
Do you want me to look it up?
No, it's fine because we're gonna cut off here in a second.
Okay.
Everyone right now is seeing a picture of
it.
Okay, but they all drank milk, and I was like, but they'd go to the bar because they wouldn't drink, but
right?
They would only drink milk.
It definitely also is very like wholesome. Like it's the equivalent of Square. The most straight laced.
Yeah.
There used to be Daniel Boone. No, that's not it. A singer, and he was. I'm talking before my time, and so straight laced. He was known for
glass of milk. There's something to it.
Chad Mifalche.
Slancha. All right, guys. I don't know what I'm going to thumbnail this. If it's going to be St. Patty's Day or milk.
If we could find a cow in an Irish field.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Thank you for coming to One Word Wednesday on St. Patty's Day. Go out and make Irish potatoes. What else?
Irish soda bread. No raisins. Yeah,
no
I don't care
raisins.
if it's. I don't think it's. Is that the classic type? But I don't like the raisins.
Wear green.
Cabbage and corned beef.
Corned beef and cabbage. But yeah, enjoy the day. We'll be back tomorrow with Walk Through Thursday. Mm-hmm. You know it. You love it. Part 5 or 6?
5.
Part 5. And that should be good. But until then, it's been real and it's been fun. Peace!